broadcasting live from the Business Radio X studios in Houston, Texas. It's time for Houston Business Radio. Now, here's your host.
Hello, Houston. Trisha Stutzel here, bringing you another episode of Houston Business Radio. It is my pleasure to introduce my guests with an S today. I'm so excited to talk to them about the easy button. Hank and Sharyn Yuloff bring a very unique perspective to clients who wish to have their marketing efforts reach new focus. Hank is a targeted marketing technician with a background in advertising and public relations who has helped small businesses get bigger for over 35 years. Sharyn's path went through the business affairs and human resources departments and is an online marketing expert. Their company, Yuloff Creative Marketing Solutions, offers complete traditional and technological marketing plans for small companies who never thought they could afford a chief marketing officer. Hank and Sharyn, welcome to the show.
Hello there, and hi, Houston. How are you?
So excited to have the both of you on. So I introduced and gave a little bit about each of you, but I would love for you to expand just a little bit. Tell us a little bit more about Hank and Sharyn, and then let's dive into Yuloff Creative Marketing Solutions and some of the work that you've already done. And then I have a few questions for you.
Okay. If you wanted to put us in a box, which every business coach will tell you not to let people do, we are business coaches. We're small business coaches. We work with those that are sole proprietors up to about 40 or 50 at the max. Yeah. Our job is to be, like you said, we're their easy button. And if you get to see the video of this, best $7 I ever spent at Staples, because we have the visual easy button. When a client has a problem, that's what we're there for. We hold their hand and hold them accountable. Heck, let's see. A few months ago, a client had nothing to do with business. Our first call when we get on the phone with them is, all right, how can we best help you today? She kind of rolled her eyes and was like, well, honestly, I need, what was it?
A new housekeeper.
Yeah, I need a new housekeeper.
Like, her housekeeper just popped out, and she's like, that's like my pressing issue right now is I need to replace my housekeeper.
All right, so pulled up Facebook, and all right, hey, LA people, this person in this area needs a housekeeper. Who's got a referral? She got 3 referrals that had a new housekeeper that she still has. So that doesn't really fall under marketing.
It's not even business coaching, really.
Yeah, it does fall under easy button. Let's get that off your shoulder. So that's what really what we're there for. We've been in business for a long time. We work with a lot of businesses. So if someone has a challenge, not a problem, a challenge, we've probably dealt with it, and that's what we're problem dealer with it.
Sure.
Wow, that would look good on a business card.
No, that's complicated.
Problem dealer with it. So those of you who are listening to us and not watching, Hank has a really cool easy button, like for real.
And when you press it, that was easy.
That was easy. I love it. And if you're only listening to us, you guys should scoot over to the YouTube channel so that you can see these two amazing, beautiful people and their easy
Isn't
button.
she hot?
Lots of fun.
I'm so married up.
There's a song about that, Hank. I'm just saying. Okay, so I love that you're helping clients with things, because you and I both know as business coaches, when you walk into the room virtually or in person and somebody has something top of mind, you can't break through that until we break through that, right? So I love that you guys are doing that. I also know that you've hosted almost 400 episodes of a podcast called the Marketing Checklist Viewcast. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Sure. It actually used to be a much longer podcast, kind of similar to what you're doing. We show up every week. We had an hour. We would either talk about marketing things that were happening, or we'd have guests on, that kind of thing, right? Pretty typical. And then just before COVID hit, the station, we were an internet radio station. The station had a challenge, and we went, you know what, that's fine. We'll just take a break. We've been doing it for 5 years. We'll take a break and we'll come back in the new year.
Every Tuesday for 5 years, 4 p.m. Pacific, we were there.
We're on the air.
Like, the music's going to start. You better have something to talk about.
So 2020, new year, COVID hit.
What a time to take a break.
Well, our clients then needed a lot of marketing plans rejiggered. And so we kind of didn't really rush to get back on the podcast. And of course, then the podcast platforms exploded, right? Because now everyone's at home. What are we going to do for marketing? And up until that point, our clients were not interested in doing podcasts. But now suddenly it's like, well, what else am I going to do? Right? I got to ramp up all the online stuff, and podcasts are part of it. So we changed our podcast. We were on somebody else's podcast. His name was Bob. And his podcast was the 808 podcast because Bob looks like 808. Perfect. So it went for 8 minutes and 8 seconds.
Now,
Okay.
So we were thinking, well, that actually is a really good time frame. Like, yeah, our clients could probably handle that.
but our name isn't Bob.
But our name isn't Bob, although he thought about changing his name to Bob. Just
Could have
to do that. But
Take one for the team.
So we were trying to think, well, what number in our world would work with that that's under 10 minutes? Our anniversary is July 21. So our podcast is 7 minutes, 21 seconds. And that's what we did at the beginning, is we just really trained our clients to be on podcasts. They had never been on them. So come be on ours first. Most podcasters want to know, have you ever done this before? Come be on ours first. You'll have a link. You can say, yes, I absolutely was. Send them the link. Boom. And so we're still doing that.
We even set it up a little even more. Now, for those of you that are listening, we had, here's the behind the curtain. We had a bit of a chat with Trisha. She said, I want to talk about the easy button and let's see where it goes from there.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. We don't know what your next question is, Trisha. Now, on our podcast, we send them the questions in advance.
Mm-hmm.
They write out the questions and they send them back, the answers, so that we can make sure it's going to be into 721.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Once it's there, once we've kind of gone back and forth and, fixed answer number 3 because it's a little long, right, that kind of thing, then we send out the schedule. Here's when we're available, what works for you.
Because then they can send you, Trisha, hey, I'd love to talk to everybody in Houston. Here are 12 questions you could ask me and my answers. So here, I'm handing you a show.
Love that. That is so great.
So we trained our clients, and now we train other people that way that are petrified to, oh my God, I'm petrified. What if I say something wrong? Well, and
actually it's okay, right? We're all human, and that's just the way things work. I love that you guys are doing that. I don't often have brand new people come to the show, but I do understand the idea of, because I always ask, what do you want to talk about? I've got a form as well, but I'm not as formal because most of the folks who come on the show have been on another show prior to coming on, but I can appreciate having that. And I do have guests on the show that like to have everything lined out, right? We all have a different way to communicate, and that's good. Right. Okay. So love that you're doing that. You also have a really neat tactic or strategy of using a book as a marketing tool. So you guys are authors of 8 best-selling.
like these.
Yes, exactly. See, I knew you would be prepared. You didn't even know I was going to go here, right?
In our studio, it's the easy button here, the microphone over there, the books here, and the cat is a little further off to the side.
Okay. I love that. So let's talk about that strategy, because I think that is really mindful. It's a great tool that you can use in the marketing space. So let's talk about that. Number one, let's talk about why you should have a book. And then let's talk about those of you who have books, how you can use it for marketing.
Okay. Do you want to do this one, or you want me to do this?
Well, I did the last one, so you do.
All right. We had a coach said you have to have a book. I'm like, no, I don't want a book. You got to have a book.
Some of you might relate to that.
I don't want to write a book. It's a lot of extra.
I don't know what to say. I couldn't possibly fill a book.
Okay, fine. He said, and I guess do you ever watch late night television? Well, yeah. How many times does the host say, my next guest is the author of the new? Oh, damn it.
Or even the author of the upcoming book.
Yeah.
Right? It's not even always published yet.
We have a client that has been the author of the upcoming book for let's see, 5 years.
Okay.
Eventually, she will get it done. So, and then what are the first six letters of the word authority? You want to be the authority on a subject. Yeah, I know. I can see you all do it. You're all doing the math. Write the word out. Authority. Oh, author. There it is. Oh, it's good. I'm going to steal that. Every coach just said, I'm stealing that. That's fine. So I needed a book. And I am literally, just like you see in the movies, white screen, blinking cursor. What am I going to write about? And I had just been to a whole bunch of trade shows. I was doing some rubber band marketing. Y'all know what rubber band marketing is. It's where you've been to an event, you have a stack of business cards, you don't want to lose those all together, so you put a rubber band around them and they sit on your desk.
Or binder clip if you prefer.
Whatever works. I was doing some rubber band. I had like 4 different stacks, and I remember thinking, a whole bunch of those business cards really sucked because I'm also a trained graphic artist. Well, maybe that's a book. Hey, Trisha, do you know how many stupid things people can do with business cards?
There's probably a lot.
49 of them. So turned out there were 49 stupid things people do with business cards, and of course, how to fix them. And that turned into book number 1. And, okay, the book comes out, it goes bestseller. And I went up to our coach. I said, fine, here, I have a book. I am not the easiest person to coach. I understand that. So he goes through it and he goes, oh, this is great. Oh, that's nice. And you showed some really good business cards and how you've messed up. That's great. Hands it back to me and goes, okay, so where's the workbook? What do you mean? Well, you just spent 103 pages telling me my business card sucks. Why don't you show me how to do it right, genius? For those of you not watching on video, I just swore with my mouth closed. All right, fine. Back to the white cursor, the cursor, white page. They need to do, if they're going to do a business card, they need to have a logo. They need this and this and this and this and this. That turned into 80 simple ways to master your marketing.
Very nice.
Comes out, bestseller, back to the coach. Here, here's a book on marketing now. Goes, yeah, but where's the workbook? That went on through a few books. I still haven't done the workbook on how to do the business card. It's just easier to redesign it for somebody and say, screw it.
Well, you can cover some of it in the first.
Yeah, it's there.
Absolutely. So let's do this, Hank. If people are already interested and they want to know where in the world to find at least the 49 things that you can do wrong with a business card, plus the other 7 books, where can they find those? Number 1, if they'd like to take a look at them, and number 2, what's the best way to connect with you?
Well, if you want to buy them, you can go to Amazon.
Yeah,
totally
but here's the thing. Tell you what. Here's a better thing.
Yeah, I was going to go there.
Okay, go there then. Go there, babe. We've been on a couple of ratings. We've done this a couple of times.
If you don't want to pay for them, but you would still like the information, then connect with us. Go to howtogettherefaster.com. Schedule 30 minutes with us. We're going to start with the same question that Hank mentioned at the very beginning. We're going to say, how can we best help you today? If it's a housekeeper, that's fine. If it's something more important about your business, we will talk about that. And then tell us which book you would like, and we will email you the PDF.
Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing, folks. If you give us a little book report,
a pod report,
2 or 3 sentences, you have to listen. Yeah, see where it says focal point South Texas on your screen? You've got to listen to another episode.
At least one.
And if you give us like a 2 or 3 question or point, here's what I learned, you can ask for a second book. And if you listen to another episode, you can ask for a third book, all the way up to 8. If you listen and give us pod reports for 8 episodes, we'll send you all 8 books.
Okay, so Frank and Sharyn, this is what I heard, and I
My
want to
name's
make
Hank,
sure.
actually.
Hank
It's
and
Hank.
Sharyn. Hank and
If you
Sharyn.
were the first,
You're not the first.
yeah, actually, what people tend to call us is Shank and Heron.
Oh, did I say your name wrong, Hank? Because I got
You said
really
Frank. It's okay, really.
Oh, darn it.
Honestly,
Okay.
we have one client that calls us shipping and handling because it's S and H.
Okay, so Hank and Sharyn, this is what I heard. If someone listens to another podcast, not this one, well, they got to listen to this one to get the instructions, but then the next one they listen to, and they send you a podcast report, then you're going to let them ask for another book?
But it's got to be yours.
Okay.
It has to be
my
you.
pod. Oh yeah.
Your
Okay.
podcast. Only.
Got it.
You've got to listen to Trisha 8 more times.
Oh, that might be
interviewing
painful.
8 people to get 8. Look, it's not like it's not going to do you some good.
The listener.
The listener. Look at all the cool information that she's going to bring to you. This only makes sense. So,
I love this. Okay, so I will never call you Frank again. If I did, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
because I can read your name. It's right here, Hank.
It's right there in the corner, right?
Yes. So I love that you guys have written books, and I understand how terribly hard it was to get started, because I have absolutely been there. How do you use a book as a business card?
We just did.
Okay.
Okay, so here's the thing.
You could do it in person as well.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Do you think that if we send somebody the marketing checklist, your guide for overwhelmed and overthinking entrepreneurs, do you think that inside this book there aren't, 5 or 6 dozen ways or reminders to reach out to us?
Oh.
But wait, I had to be taught that, because I asked, again, a business coach at the time who got us to write the book. I asked him, I said, so why in your book do you have all these like sales pages that say, you can get multiple copies of this book for this, less amount, or hire him to speak at your meeting? Why do you do that? I had status out of the book. And he looked at my book and he goes, oh, yeah, you're right. How many of these do you think you have out in the world? Well, I don't know. By now, about 1,000 of them, because we have really great sales and stuff. Yeah, wouldn't it be? Isn't it a shame that it doesn't have a way for them to reach out and find you? Hands it to me and walks away. Oh God, I am not the easiest to coach. I've gotten better. So now, every book. In your book, you should make sure you have ways for people to reach out to you.
But it's not only that, right? We all go to, maybe I shouldn't assume, many of us go to various chamber events, right? Where there's a thing, a basket, a something, right? Put your business card here.
Because we're going to have a drawing.
You can put your book in there. They're still going to pull it out. In fact, they're going to pull it out first.
Yeah, they bring the big basket to the front of the room, and the MC is going to reach in, and then there's all of these business cards in our book, partners. They pull it out, partners and everything. Hey, and it's always me. Hank, did you do this? It doesn't matter that it's 2 of us. It's always me. Hank, why is your book in here? You asked for our business card. So.
I love that.
Why don't you just give it away to somebody else who's up? So then our book gets given out first. We get extra promotion. Look, when we speak somewhere, if we're at a hotel, I'll go into the gift store, and in the gift store they always have racks of books. I'll put our book at the #1 bestseller spot. That's it's called Reverse Shoplifting. we've gone into libraries on cruise ships and left them there.
You now have to be careful. Some of them have gotten stricter,
Yeah.
so don't take that as gospel anymore.
We were at a hotel in Florida a couple of weeks ago, and they had a little book library that had no books in it. So we put
free libraries.
We put two of ours in there and put a note. Hey business traveler.
What? Like, this just over the top genius marketing idea. I love this. I think it's fantastic. So, what people who are listening right now and they're like, oh, I've sat in front of the screen 1,000 times with the blinking cursor and I have never written my book. What would you say to them?
Just start writing.
Yeah.
It really, honestly, at the beginning, it doesn't matter what you say. You could be writing your grocery list. It doesn't matter. Just start writing.
Don't start with a title. That's the least important thing you need, because what am I going to write? Just write.
Yeah. He's right. Don't start with the title, because the title will usually come. If you start with the title, then you get locked into that title, and it may be the completely wrong title for that book and for you. So just start writing. As you go, you might find your title. You might realize you're saying the same phrase over and over, and that's the title. You might decide that you want an SEO-able title.
Partners in Everything had 3 possible titles, but partnersineverything.com was available. The other 2 titles.com were not. Oh, well, the universe made the decision for us.
Yeah. Says the marketers.
So don't start with the title.
Yeah. Don't.
Okay. So if it's okay, I would like to go back to the easy button, because there are some folks listening that are like, books are not the easy button, right?
No, they are not the fastest path.
Wait.
Not ready to go there.
Make it easier. Would you like me to make it easier, though, before you switch topic?
Yes, please.
So many people say this, what you said, right? No, I could never write. This is not the easy thing. This is too hard. You know what's not hard? While you're driving, you have thoughts. Just dictate them into your phone while you're driving. You can transcribe it later.
Heck,
there are tools that
Google will transcribe it for you.
Yeah.
Then you're just editing.
Wow.
You know, in fact, Sharyn, we were looking at an idea for a book, and Sharyn said, we've written whole bunch of emails about this to people. Sharyn went through our sent emails, and there were like 6 chapters there because we had written out these descriptions. Most of you have written descriptions in emails.
Or if you're blogging, you could compile those blogs into a book. You've already written it.
People hate to blog.
Look, if they're listening to her, some of them may already.
Yeah. Those of you that have, great. For those of you that have been blogging, congratulations. You've already written your first book.
Or if you also do podcasts, then you probably could transcribe those podcasts. Here are my 20 favorite podcasts.
Yeah.
Just do the transcription. You've got a book. It's already done.
We've thought of doing that one.
We haven't done it.
You haven't done that one. Hank and Sharon's favorite 25 interviews. It's there. It's on the hard drive. So the challenge really is is to choose which thing to write about. Heck, you want the easiest one? The easiest book in the world. You ready?
Oh, yeah.
All right, everybody. Go on Facebook. You don't even have to do this yourself.
It doesn't have to be Facebook. Whatever your favorite social media channel.
Your favorite social media channel. And say, what's your favorite business quote? You're going to get a couple of hundred answers. You sort through them. And then you write one little paragraph. You pick 50. Yeah, let's see.
You only need 96 pages to get a spine on a book.
Yeah.
And we didn't even say how big the typeface has to be.
Okay.
So here are my favorite 50 business quotes and what they mean to me. And then you write, so you have almost a blank page, big writing with the quote. You have 3 or 4 sentences underneath. Hey, what does this mean to you?
You're even on the facing page, and now you've got 2 pages for one quote.
So it doesn't even have to be a story, is what you're saying. Like if people are struggling. Yeah. Okay.
And that can be an ebook. You could, folks, if you're listening today, you could have that ebook ready tonight. You could have a book tonight and it's ready to go.
Okay. I love how we applied the easy button here. I do. I think this is fantastic. Okay. I know our time has flown by, but I would love, as we close, for you to tell me your favorite client story? It doesn't have to be about the books, but maybe tying it back to the easy button. I know
I will give you one, and it is. I'm not going to sell her out because she is the author of the upcoming book. She runs a nonprofit and helps people that need housing get housing.
Mhm.
And she went from working for someone else, working for a bank. She had a financial background, started one house, helping people get housing. It's transitional. Now she's got 12 of them. But her book is stories, of people that she's helped. Their stories of going from jail or coming back from injuries or an addiction. And that's her book. And that's just the coolest. To me, that's the coolest thing ever. That's going to be better than any book that we've done.
Well, the nice thing about that particular story in that particular book is it's actually two stories in one, because you've got the story of the person that went through it, and then her experience of helping that person. So it's really two stories in one story.
Yeah.
So we're all ready to read her book, so tell her to get started.
Every coaching call.
Just not published yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Absolutely. So Sharyn,
Yes.
I know there are a lot of folks who want to connect with you guys. If they didn't pick up on it in the middle, you guys go back, you can rewind the darn thing and hear what we were talking about, right? Because there's an extra prize if you go back and do what they asked you to do. But Sharyn, how can folks connect with you and Hank?
Just go to howtogetttherefaster.com. One of the most common questions we get asked is, what do I do first? And how do I get there faster, wherever there is for you? So howtogetttherefaster.com, that's our scheduling link. You'll see a video at the top so that you know you got to the right place. You don't really have to watch the video. You're welcome to, but anyway. Then you'll be asked to apply. You'll get a few questions just so we're ready for your call. We always do say, we got your thing. We know what you want to talk about, but how can we best help you today? Because sometimes, even if you planned it for the next day, life changes and you actually have a more burning question. So it doesn't have to be what you filled out, but at least it gets us started thinking the way you're thinking. And then you'll get a link to our calendar and you can choose the time that works best for you. Just make sure you're looking at the time zone you're choosing. Yeah,
we're on the East Coast, folks. And there's an awful lot of people in California that pick 8:30 in the morning Eastern.
Whoops.
Oh, dear.
You can change the time zone. They forgot to do that.
That's really early.
It's really early.
Yeah.
Most people don't show up. We did have one.
Not easy.
We did recently that really did show up at 5:30. We were stunned. We thought for sure she wasn't going to call, and she did.
Well, she needed you. And that's why she showed up.
We gave her a little extra time because it was.
Well, and
we don't watch the clock. If we're having a conversation, we'll go long.
Of course, absolutely. And, I love that the two of you are working together because you get so much more between the two of you. You have different styles and ways that you're going to communicate with people, and especially as coaches, that gives them so much more than they would get with just one, right?
What's really fun,
Super.
do you have that evening conversation with your husband? How was your day, dear?
No, we're in the same business too.
Okay,
So I get it. Yeah.
So we used to have that conversation.
Mhm.
Now you'll relate to this. My desk is over there. Sharyn's is over there. We meet in the middle in the studio. And we can tell how our day is going by the number of times we hear the other one swear.
And how loudly.
And depending on...
It's soft, drat, not very important.
Yeah.
If it's loud, something really happened.
Yeah. Then that's the signal of, is there some way I can help you, sweetheart?
Oh, I love that. You guys, this has been so much fun. Thank you for joining me on the show today.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. So you guys know how to find them. You know how to connect with them. You can also find them on social, Yuloff Creative Marketing Solutions.
Actually, we're just at Yuloff Creative.
On the social.
Don't even have to type the extra stuff.
We shortened it for you. Easier.
Just Yuloff Creative. And Sharyn's name is spelled Sharyn. I'll bet you can spell Hank, Hank, and their last name is spelled Yuloff, Yuloff. Hank and Sharyn, thank you so much for being with me today. It's been such a pleasure.
Thanks for having us, Trish.
That's all the time we have for today. If you found value in the conversation that I had with Hank and Sharyn today, share it with a fellow entrepreneur, a veteran, or a Houston business leader ready to grow. And of course, be sure to follow, rate, and review the show. It helps us reach more bold business minds just like yours. And your business, your leadership, and your legacy are built one intentional step at a time. So stay inspired, stay focused, and keep building the business and the life you deserve.